Hey guys, this is Hell Hades. This is going to be another Raid Shadow Legends video. We're going to do a guide on a new, not a new epic anymore, but he's fairly new. Stag Knight now hit my top 5 epics in the game. Since I built him out and I've been able to use him in the game, I've just improved his scores in my epic tier list. My epic tier list is always in the description below, guys. So we're going to get into reviewing him. Before we do that, I want to show you two things. This has just come out on Facebook from Plarium, from Raid directly. I know that a couple of people have done videos on some stuff they mined out of the game. I don't have someone doing that mining out the game stuff, so I have to wait for the real stuff to come out. But it looks like this is going to be the champion, the legendary champion that we're going to get in the next Battle Pass, which is due in 1.16, a few weeks away. Design of it looks actually really cool, really cool. Originally, when I saw some of the stuff that Murder Inc. posted around the new stuff that was mined out in the game, I thought that it might be a whole new faction that they were releasing in 1.16, but maybe this is just a skinwalker. Looks very cool though, good design, perhaps a bit like Coronar actually, you know, like that type of design. I Am Groot comes to mind, but yeah, really like it. So kind of talking about him being insanely strong, which makes me just think he's going to be the legendary champion in the game, in the Battle Pass that's going to come out next patch. So pretty cool, looking forward to that. One other thing, I have been successful, guys, in winning an award. For those that haven't seen it, it's just a bit of fun. There's a new British YouTuber called Kobe. Here's his channel here, I'll link it below. He has done a top 10 raid content creators. I came in first, guys. I'm really proud. I want to thank my mum, my wife, my dog. Yeah, it's a real big achievement for me. But go and check out his video. It's quite funny, quite good. You get to see some other content creators as well. Anyway, let's get into the video. Let's get into this. So, Stag Knight. Stag Knight is a great epic. For those that picked him up in the last Battle Pass, I think it was Battle Pass. Yeah, I'm sure he was. When he first came out, I've got to be honest, I looked at his kit and I was not convinced that he was going to be really strong. He's got a decreased speed on his A1, which is actually a very good skill, but it's a single target. And he's got an AoE decreased defense, decreased attack on his A2. This book's down to 3 turns, and in fairness, this move is one of the best moves in the whole game. So 3 turn, decreased defense, decreased attack, 95% chance to land it, but you can get the mastery, which is this one, which I didn't pick, which I should have picked, which will buff it up to 100%. I 100% should have picked this. So that gets you up to 100% chance to land both of these abilities. Decreased defense and attack in the arena is going to reduce all of the damage that comes at you, apart from against HP champions. So probably like 85%, 90% of the champions that are going to do damage to you will do reduced damage through this. It will help you get through waves much quicker in any dungeon content. Definitely viable to use as a clan boss decrease attack champion as well. And what's kind of nice but a bit weird about his passive is he also throws a 50% increased accuracy buff on an ally if they get something resisted. So it only lasts for 1 turn. I wasn't sure about this originally. From honest, I'm still not that sure about it. I'm not sure that that's what makes this champion, but it's kind of interesting as a passive. You can certainly build people in a different way to try and get their kit away, or you can use them in something like Clan Boss to make sure that the next time someone plays a move, they're going to get it on. But pretty cool, pretty different at least, and you can kind of use them for that. So I've built mine then in lifesteal set with immunity, so loads of health regen. Loads of speed. I've got him built up. I actually built him to take on Stu Gaming for Ice Golem, so I built him well. This is not like a mid-tier build. This is a high-end build. Bit of defense, good HP, lots of speed, 100% crit rate, lots of crit damage, and we've got good accuracy as well. So accuracy is the most important thing here. Making him go fast is important as well. The rest of these stats you do not need. You don't need this. He's all about laying his debuffs. Okay, don't think I need to copy this build. You don't. You actually just need to keep him alive. Keep him alive, keep him fast, get the debuffs to land. So accuracy, speed, and defensive stats. So if I was rebuilding him for a kind of mid-tier account, low-tier account, I would be looking for defense on rings and amulets. So I would probably take these two here, defense, defense, and I would be looking for accuracy on my banner. Yeah, so again, you can just take one of these mid-tier accuracy banners. Maybe I just swap him out so that I'm not running him in silly gear for you guys. But I don't just kind of hold a bunch of silly gear sitting around, because that doesn't make any sense. So this is the sort of jewelry I'd put him in. But I do think lifesteal's a good set on him. I do think you could throw accuracy gear on him to get your accuracy up to the right level, speed gear on him, any of the normal stuff. You'd probably want to go defense on the gloves, defense on the chest, and speed on the boots. That's kind of where you want to be going, and then normal stats up the top. I would say if you've got the books, he's worth your books, but you don't necessarily need books on him. This one to book down a turn is pretty nice. So let's show him off then. I think maybe we show him off in the arena first. I'm kind of top end plat here, so we might struggle to get him to much use, but sorry, top end gold towards plat. So let's try him. I just need a team that I'm definitely going to go first. He becomes, instead of Madame Cerise, he becomes our debuffer. I've seen this guy used a ton in gold. Anything leading up to gold, guys, he is going to be brilliant. Madame Cerise becomes better when you get to plat and you're dealing with some real high-end guys. So he becomes your debuffer. You then have your kind of damage dealers coming after that. So I guess I probably will just want to go maybe like this. So you just need enough accuracy to get your debuffs away. If you can get them away, then you should win the fights. So we're just going to speed up with the Arbiter. Hopefully we go second. Yes, we do. Decrease defense and attack. So we've got it on 3. Missed here. I think that was a weak hit here. Got to be aware of weak hits. And then that should set up my Rotus nicely to do a bunch of damage and take out the team. So that's what he does. That's his role. Yeah, that's his role in the arena. Try it here. It's going to be more difficult here because this is a very... Actually, I won't get any debuffs away there. They're way too high resistance. Let's try this one. One more look. So again, speed us up. She's going to kind of just steal some of that speed. Drop the defenses. Got a weak hit here. So what I'm going to do... I think... And I got resisted here, I must have. Unless she's cleansed it, I'm not sure. Kind of want to... Yeah, we'll just go with the kill. So anyway, so you see what he does. If you're running this as a kind of, you know, silver, gold team, you just want to have the same sort of idea. Speed lead, into debuff, into your damage. So he's nice for that. He does that role pretty well. He will be insanely good for your faction war teams. It's not the right faction today, but anyone that can do an AoE, decreased defense and attack for faction wars is top tier. So guys, the audio went a bit weird for the next couple of minutes, so I'm re-recording over the top. I've censored my face because it would be offensive. We're going to start with Ice Golem in the dungeons. I did do a run with against Stu Gaming and Cold Brew. All three of us picked Stag Knight as our decreased defense and attack champion for these runs. So it shows how strong he is in this dungeon. We picked him ahead of Tyrell, ahead of Madame Cerise, all of the other big names that we've got. And I think what I'll do here is I'll just do a semi-fast run, but we want it to be a 100% completion run. So I'm going to bring in a defensive champ. Perhaps I won't use Miscreated actually. Allure would be good, Miscreated would be good. Let's bring in Sinacia. She's negative affinity, but she's actually really good for this dungeon. She can give you that healing and support you need. But here we go, look, decreased attack, decreased defense on all of the mobs. Just means that when we do our nuke with our Seer, or you could use a Royal Guard, or whoever you want, she's just going to do that much easier. She'll do way more damage. You then want to just rotate that ability back round again. So I've actually got 2 champions in this lineup that got decreased defense, but you see how quickly it comes back round. Decreased defense and attack back on the mobs again. And then we just need to wait for our damage dealer to get a move back. So we're waiting on our Seer to be able to rip off those buffs and take all this wave down. Actually, my Tyrell's looking a bit ropey, but I think we're going to be all right. It's close. Anyway, cleared those off. Nice. And then we get onto the main boss fight. Decreased defense, straight back out again. 3-turn cooldown is so strong on this ability. It just means you get it back around really fast. The decreased attack as well just means you're going to take tons less damage from these hits, which normally can be pretty fatal. So just shows how good he is for this content. I think like any like any Ice Golem fight, the boss fight's a bit long, so we'll just cut back to the sort of end stage there. Probably the best champion for decreased defense in the whole game for Ice Golem, because he also brings that decreased attack and decreased speed. All of those buffs, debuffs are brilliant. So that's him in Ice Golem. Let's show him off in, I think let's just go to Dragon. Dragon, all he's going to really help you with is that wave control. We're in a rare tournament, so I've got a rare team out there, but basically he would just come in here for that position of decreased defense. As long as you've got decreased defense to help you get through the waves, as long as you've got control for the enemy. See, we've got a load of weak hits there because there's negative affinity. It's not ideal. It's not ideal. You'd actually be better off having the War Maiden I had in here originally, or using him for like different levels of Dragon. But if you're on Dragon 20, he's not the best. I would definitely pick a Tyrell over him here, Madame Cerise over him, War Maiden. All of those champions are better. But it does bring decreased attack and decreased defense. So when it does land, it's useful. But for 20, there's too many weak hits that are going to come out in these waves. But if he's all you got and he's built up for you, then I would still use him. A decreased defense champion and decreased attack champion is better than none for sure when you're getting through these waves. I'm not going to show you right through because we're just going to see a pretty slow run to the Dragon. But we'll cut back in at the end. So here we go, just finishing it off. You see we've had decreased defense and decreased attack on for basically the whole fight, which is good. And then it's just down to the poisons to do the job to kill the Dragon. So it does keep us alive. He's done as much damage as my 2 poisoners pretty much. So shows that he actually puts out some hits as well, which is nice. Let's get him onto Fire Knights. Fire Knights for me is actually one of his best places. Decreased speed is great against the Fire Knight. Let's just bring him in here. So we've still got a fast team running this one. He's the right affinity here as well. So I did have I think I had my Draco in there. He will be a better affinity than a Draco. He's actually perfect for Fire Knights. Decreased speed on the boss is brilliant. So we'll see here, he gets the same old stuff across the waves. Decreased defense, decreased attack. Helps us get through the waves really quick. Putting decreased speed on the boss is kind of where he comes in for the boss fight. Doesn't do any turn meter drop or anything like that. But he does throw out that passive now and then if you're trying to get a ability away. So obviously this is kind of like a speed farm team, so all of these guys are really well geared, but you kind of see how effective he can be, slowing down that Errol, putting out the decreased defense to enable our guys to get the hits off, and a 3-turn cooldown is as good as anybody in the game for decreased defense and attack. Better than anyone in the game, I think, for people with that same move. I've got Tomb Lord that I used to use here. He basically has got the same kit as Tomb Lord without the poisons, but he does it quicker. He gets the cooldowns back quicker. So we get onto the boss. All he's going to do here for us is try and get that decreased speed on the boss and decrease defense. Obviously, my Heartseekers are always going to land wrong because that's what this game does to you. So we're going to have a bit of a wait to refresh. Not even going to get the decrease healing off because they've got stupid AI. But we should now get through the shield and then we'll start to see what he can actually do for us. So decreased speed straight on, brilliant. It's actually quite a good chance to land that decreased speed, which is, I think it's better than most on an A1, which is always going to help us. We then get the decreased attack and defense down, which should mean that we keep everyone alive. You see the difference in the hit there. So we almost got one shot the first time around with those cold hearts. Second time round, when that decreased attack was on, it's a much smaller hit. Much smaller. So we should now get into the point where cold hearts actually do their abilities at the right time and we get a reasonable time run. If the cold hearts just held onto those Heartseekers until the shield was down, this would be probably about a 1 minute 20. Anyway, that's that. We can show on, I guess we can show him on spiders as well. So he's definitely good here. This is one of his best spots. Don't need those. Let's show him on Spider. So Spider 20, really tough. As everyone knows, he does have a neutral affinity here, so that's going to help us. We're going to need, so he's our decreased defense. We're going to need some speed. Let's get our Apothecary in there for speed. We're going to need decreased defense and attack. We're going to need one of our nukes. Could definitely run Armageddon instead of Cold Heart. Maybe do that. I'm going to try and run this without a miscreated monster because everyone hates me running miscreated monster on this fight. So we've got one. I either run her or maybe I run Royal Guard. Run Royal Guard, so we've got some damage going in. And then I need somebody to keep us alive. So the Spiderlings are going to target one of these two at the moment. I could try and do different tank. I could run Bad L in there as my tank. Let's try it. But Razem would be a good tank. I haven't got anyone built to do that tank role right now, but there's tons of people that could do it. Decrease attack, decrease defense goes out. So that's the most important part that he's going to do. We get the slams obviously coming in from the Royal Guards. Bad L tanks stuff up. We then get the decreased turn meter from his A1 because of masteries, but the decreased speed is massive. Decreased speed there is going to be really big for us. Just to stop this Spiderling getting his turn and to give Armiger a good chance to get his big hit off as well as just his normal turn meter drop. So hopefully Bad L can just kind of keep himself going here. I'm not sure really. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to deal with the Spiderlings enough. But you see that, we're keeping turn meter down. Oh, it's close. He's going to die. Big hit there from the Armor Guard. Big hit from the Royal Guards. This is probably going to do it, I think. Obviously, anyone in the Spider team, if you can get them with War Master, it's going to help you a lot for your damage as well. You even get a chance to get a War Master proc on a weak hit. From, like, you just saw it there from Bad L. So we're nearly there. We just need to get another big hit from an Armiger or a Royal Guard. I think Royal Guard's got a couple of turns yet. I'm not dropping turn meter there. Maybe I've not got enough crit on this Armiger. Just about got enough speed and survivability for our Bad L. Got a bit of turn meter drop there. So are we going to get this spider dead before it even gets a turn? That's the aim. If you can do that, that's brilliant. Bad L finally dies. Don't know why he doesn't do his big hit there. He definitely would kill it with a big hit, I'm sure of it. Anyway, he's defensive, so he can take a few hits. There we go. And that's Spider done. So that is quite a nice team. Bad L could be replaced with anyone that's got an AoE A1 that you build tanky there. So he's a great champion. Obviously, gets a lot of healing, but anyone A1 AoE could be replaced with that as long as you put them in lifesteal set and make them quite fast. So that is all of the dungeons. He's good in all of them for sure. Dragon's is weakest mainly because of affinity. But he's also really good in Clan Boss. So if we look at a Nightmare team, let's take my crazy ones out. He becomes our decrease defense and attack champion. We want to do it as a fast team. We'll do it like this, like this, like this. And then we want some more poison going in there. So we'll want probably our Frozen Banshee. Decrease attack, decrease defense, poison, and then we just want someone else to kind of heal us up. Maybe we take him as a healer, or perhaps Sound Lashed in. Swap those over. Try this. But you'll see here, so that decrease defense and attack just gives us so much more survivability, helps us do more damage. And you'll see that we do a decent run here with basically a couple of epics and some well-geared rares. So for, the poison sensitivity is up. That means the poison's going to hit harder from our Frozen Banshee, one of the best, if not the best in the game. As long as you've got him going fast enough with a speed champion. If you don't have that counter-attack champion, then he's really good to just keep that decrease of attack and decrease defense on for the whole fight. Need him to go quite quick though. On Nightmare, I've got him running at like 220 odd, and that is just about enough. You do need to make sure his accuracy is high. You can't afford really for him to get any resists. So we've added a resist on decrease attack. I think that's not because of his accuracy. That's because I've got him at 95%, and I should have him at 100% with that mastery that I told you about at the start. So that's puts me at risk. I'm at risk because I've not built him right. But you see here, good damage per turn. Bearing in mind we're against, quite a high level clan boss here. I think I've got 3 people in life still set. Frozen Banshee's not, she should be, and my Apothecary's not. If I was doing this as a team that I built purely for clan boss, then they both would be in life still. Anyway, I'm going to let it run. I'll show you the results at the end. So here we go. We've hit turn 21. After turn 20, the clan boss starts doing tons more damage. So this is probably going to be nearly the end. This is easily a 2-key team if I just put Frozen Banshee and Lifesteal Gear. Easily. But I didn't. I've just thrown people together here. But we've done, what, 16 million? No counterattack. Yeah, pretty insane. But the main thing is we had decreased attack and decreased defense on basically the whole time. And if that falls off, your run fails, so as we know. So guys, look, for me, Stag Knight, top 5 epic. Can use him literally everywhere in the game. If you've got one, build him. He's definitely worth your investment. I've been Hell Hades. I'll catch you all soon.